Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Unplugged with Ross. Tonight's topic is on personal branding and visibility, and I will be joined by my very good friend and colleague, HR colleague, Grace Mathu. Tonight's topic is on personal branding and visibility, being seen, heard, and valued at work. And as per the norm, I will start with sharing some interesting statistics. One, 70% of hiring managers review online presence when considering candidates. This is a statistics provided for by Career Builder. According to LinkedIn, professionals with strong personal brands are 3 times more likely to be considered for leadership roles. According to HubSpot, 85% of jobs are filled through networking and visibility, not just applications. This is insights provided for by HubSpot. According to Gallup, employees who actively manage their visibility are 23% more likely to be recognized and valued in their roles. According to SHRM, 77% of employees believe how they are perceived internally directly impacts their career progression. And last but not least, leaders with a visible, authentic, personal brand foster 2 times higher team engagement. And this is a statistic provided for by the Harvard Business Review. Grace, karibu sana.
Thank you, Rose.
So tonight's topic is on visibility, personal branding and visibility. And Grace, we will be taking us through this very important topic. Grace, karibu sana. It's such a pleasure to have you here. And in this very interesting and vital topic that we could all learn a thing or two about and see how can we use personal branding and visibility not only to elevate us as individuals or and how to use that to our advantage when it comes to career progression. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Thank you, Rose. Indeed, it's such a timely topic. And you talk about personal branding and visibility. I'm sure you can agree with me that this is not a topic that was a common topic of discussion 10 years ago. But in the times that we are
Yeah.
where personal branding has taken preeminence because of the times you're in times of the digital age, the workplace that we are in, the future of work, how hiring is being done, how clients are choosing who to engage with, then personal branding has become a very relevant topic and a timely one. Allow me just to make a quick introduction of myself.
Yep.
My name is Grace Matthew. I'm a HR professional, very keen on building and shaping cultures, organizational cultures, very keen on growing talent. I think my day and my career and my time is made when I see somebody grow and become the best versions of themselves, meaning that they get to know what they're good at, what their purpose is, and they live it out. And that also brings out the element of being an image and etiquette coach, because again, as you're building your brand, as you're growing talent, there's an element of the talent also growing their brand. Becoming the best versions of themselves requires them to shape their brand, discover what their brand is, create it, communicate it, and live it. And so I'm also an image and etiquette coach. And thank you for having me. My mantra, my tag is always inspiring all generations. So I'll be inspiring. I'm sure there are many generations represented on this call. And if I'm not inspiring people in the corporate space who are working, I'll be inspiring students in schools, high school, campus. I'll be talking to women. I'll be talking to men in business, just making sure and telling them it's never too late to live a purpose driven life. So my tagline and my mantra is inspiring all generations.
That is very, very, deep in terms of no one is left out. So
Yeah.
I am very keen to see how this discussion is going to be.
Yes, and it's good to actually start by just being on the same page in terms of what is personal branding. I know it's a word that is thrown out there right now quite often, but it's good to just be on the same page. And there are many definitions of what personal branding is. But for purposes of today, let's use the simplest of them, which is just the process of how we market ourselves to others. How are you marketing yourself? And the truth is,
Sorry about that. We might have lost Grace maybe due to connectivity, but
yes,
she is back. Sorry
yeah,
about that, Grace. I assumed connectivity caught up with you, but karibu sana.
all right, sorry about that. So I'm saying personal branding is the process of how you market yourself to others. But for
Yeah.
you to effectively market yourself, you need to understand yourself. You can't sell any products or service that you don't quite understand well. So it's the same case with ourselves. For us to effectively brand ourselves, we need to understand ourselves. Who am I? And that is going to lead me to my next slide. In the process of discovering your brand, because the personal branding journey has four phases,
Yeah.
because personal branding is a journey. So the first stage is to discover your brand. And we are going to look at what it takes to discover your brand. Once you discover your brand, then you begin to create it. After you have created it, then you have to communicate it. Just like how the cooks will get into the kitchen, and come up with very good meals. If they do not serve those meals, we'll never get to know what they were cooking in the kitchen. It's the same
True.
thing with your brand. If you create your brand, it's only fair that you communicate it to the world. And once you communicate it, now you have the hardest task. And this is the most difficult stage in personal branding, maintaining it. It calls for a
Wow.
lot of hard work and consistency, dedication, intentionality.
I do apologize. I think connectivity on the side of Grace has been dropped, but as per, sorry about that, Grace. I think you dropped off when you were talking about the most critical stage when it comes to personal branding is maintaining it.
Maintaining the brand.
Yeah.
Right. So we are going to walk through in our presentation today. At least I pray and hope that everybody on this call will
Yeah.
be able to first have clarity on whether they are at the discovery stage, creation stage, communication stage, or maintenance stage, so that then we can move together, even
Yeah.
as we discuss visibility. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yes.
Thank you, Rose. I hope we do not lose our connection again. And so, even as we get into personal branding, I
Mhm.
want us to discuss this fact. You've given very good statistics. I'm also here with another statistic and a fact that
Yeah.
90% of our opinion is formed within 10 seconds of meeting somebody. Sounds unfair.
But
10
it's the truth.
seconds of meeting you, and people have made a 90% opinion. In this case, we can replace the word opinion with perception because it's a perception, but it's an opinion that they formed against you. And I don't know whether Rose, the team here, is in a position to engage on the chat.
Yes, they are. They can actually send comments via the YouTube channel or via the LinkedIn channel, and we will be in a position to view those. So please, anyone joining us online, feel free to send your thoughts and ideas or any queries you might have.
Yes, thank you, Rose, because I would want to hear If 90% of people's opinion about you is being formed within 10 seconds of meeting you, what do you think is informing that opinion? I would really want to see, even if it's one or two people, if you're able to see that, if 90% of people's opinion is being about you, is being
Yeah.
formed within 10 seconds of meeting you, what do you think is informing that opinion? Somebody? Anyone on the chat who can say something?
I
What do you
think,
think people are looking at?
obviously, I think first impressions, what they see.
Yes. So what is
So
that? What is that they're looking at?
I think, I think I dare say your, like your level of confidence, your presentation, the aura with which you
Number
are.
one, awesome.
Yeah.
Confidence. I hear confidence. Another one,
Let me see. So you have confidence. I don't know how we can term carrying yourself, the poise,
the poise.
yeah.
Basics. Tell me the basics of what else they could be looking at. The look. Yes,
Yeah.
your look. And your look, if you go into the details, what are we saying? What is informing your look? Let's go into the details.
Well, I think when it comes to the look, there will be people, for example, if it's a lady, are you, drowning in too much makeup? Are
Makeup.
you,
Yeah.
is it subtle?
You
How
said
is your
makeup?
hair? Yes, makeup. I also
Yes.
think aspects to do with your hair. Can I see your face?
You're
Or
in.
is,
Yes.
maybe the hairdo is taking away the bulk of your face? I cannot make that person to person contact. We also have dressing, hair, makeup. Yes, that has come through on the.
Your shoes, in your dressing, there is your dress, there's your shoes, there's your makeup, there's your hair, as you have said.
Yeah.
Your handbag, if it's a lady, what are you carrying? How is the status of your handbag? Do you have any? What does it look like? Are you
Yeah.
carrying everything with your hands? You have like 50 things you're carrying. How is your walking style? And at times that could be informed by your confidence and the type of shoes you selected for that day. You know,
True.
how are you? What is your body language saying? That tells you, even as we work at building our brands and looking for visibility, what we are putting outside there matters because you
Yeah.
do not want to send the wrong perception because a first impression is a lasting impression and changing it is a lot of work. So
True.
even as we start this and we discuss visibility, it starts right from behind the scenes, how you package yourself.
Yeah.
And it is very, very important to pay attention to the factors that will contribute to the visibility that we are sending outside there with our brands.
True.
So as we proceed, Rose, I want to say that that particular 90% perception that is being formed within 10 seconds of meeting you is usually the heart of decision making. Some people can just write you off just based on the perception. And if they never get to encounter you, if they never get to hear you speak, they are just left with what they saw.
Yeah.
That is a perception of you that will be formed in their minds until you don't know the next opportunity they'll get to meet you and clarify what they saw. So tells you how important it is for us to be careful about the perceptions that we are sending about ourselves outside there, you know? And
Couldn't
I want
agree
you
more.
to visualize. Rose, I don't know whether I need to change my connectivity. It's losing me. It's me is falling off.
Yes.
Okay. I'll see what to do even as we proceed.
That's all right.
All right. So the reason I have put this photo, going back to that one for the boardroom,
Yeah.
I want you to envision yourself, um, whether you're in business or you're in career, and there are people in the boardroom either discussing your promotion or a business proposal that you have sent to an organization.
Yes.
So you could be, let me use, for example, a finance person here who's probably just an accountant and is eyeing a CFO seat in their company.
Yes.
And so that CFO seat has fallen vacant.
Mm-hmm.
And now the person at the middle of that, the chair of that meeting there is your boss,
Mm-hmm.
trying to put in a very good word for you.
Yes.
And you can see that that boardroom has about 7 to 8 people. And we
Correct.
are saying that perception is the heart of decisions.
Yes.
So what about you, or what perceptions about you do you think are flying in this room? What are people saying about you? Are they saying he's good, he's a very hardworking man or lady, very
Mm-hmm.
presentable, communication skills on point, personal, public speaking on point, are
Mm-hmm.
people a team player, perceptions? What are people saying about you in that particular boardroom? Will there be more people giving a good perception, a favorable perception about you? Because most of these who might not even know you in person. And so they
Sure.
are listening to those who have interacted with you and have a certain perception of who you are. So it's very, very important for us to pay attention to the perceptions on how we leave people thinking about us and the perceptions that we give people about ourselves. Okay, thank you, Rose. I want us to look at the first step, which is discovering our brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to ask yourself, it's a very introspective question. What are you known for? Because in that boardroom where people are discussing you, they're simply
I do apologize for the connectivity challenges my colleague Grace is
Rose, do you
encountering.
need to take a minute and try and change my current connectivity so that we don't
Yes.
have this challenge?
Yes, please.
1 minute.
That's all right. So what I'll do is I will take us a slide or two behind where we had spoken about 90% of your opinion is formed within the first 10 seconds of meeting someone. And as Grace had asked, what do you think would create that opinion? Part of the feedback we have received on the chat is the way you look, your posture, your dressing, your hair, your makeup, the way you carry yourself. But now, when you go into an office setup, in consideration that you are a brand within the organization, within the office, so the question is, how is it that people are perceiving you within the organization? You will not always have the opportunity to interact with everyone in the organization, but sometimes your work can speak to you for you. So, how are you showing up as an individual brand? And also, how is your interaction with others, supporting positive perception or otherwise within the organization? Welcome back, Grace. I'm really sorry for the challenges you've encountered so far. But now that you're back, we are now looking at brand discovery, and you are posing a question for us to consider, an introspective question.
Yeah, thank you, Rose. I really hope that again, as you begin your brand discovery journey, one quick question that you must ask yourself is, what am I known for? If I came to your place, social place, your home, your office,
Yeah.
as I've said, your social network, what are you known for? And these are very introspective questions.
Yeah.
What are you known for? How have you been selling yourself? It's a very good question that may
Mm-hmm.
require you to ask questions to the people around you. When you become serious with your personal branding journey, because you already have a brand, whether you like it or not, you're not
Yeah.
starting from scratch. There's already a certain brand that you have been building. And so when you become intentional about your personal branding journey, it's all about aligning your brand to what it is that you want to be known for. So your current brand might not be aligned to what you want to be known for. You might not have been building that brand intentionally, meaning that you may not be known for the exact things you want to be known for. But guess what? There is always a beginning to a new journey. And
Yeah.
it's always to start with getting feedback. if you don't know what you're already known for, some of us already know what we are known for. And so we are continuously working at the good things, making sure that they stay as such, and the things we do not want to be known for, we are constantly working to change that. So my homework to you today is, what are you known for? Do you already know what you're known for, which is your current brand? Do you like it? Do you need to change something? And one way to find out is to ask for feedback. And the next question that you can ask yourself, I don't know whether I have captured it in the next slide. And thanks, Rod. This actually, we can actually, before we go to the next question, I would love to hear, and I hope people can tell me, do you know these brands? If you could just type one thing that you know each brand for, I would love to hear, what do you know Mother Teresa for? Please type, because these are representation of people that have out their brand, and
Yeah.
there's clarity on what their brand represents. So do you know their brand? I would love to hear brand number one, what do you know her for? Brand number two, what do you know him for? Three, four, and five. Please type as we continue. Or Rose, you can speak on behalf of the people as we wait for someone to just tell us, what are these brands known for?
Well, I think before I give, an opinion on each and every, Mother Teresa, Tiger Woods, Steve Jobs, Chris Kirubi, and Wangari Maathai, it's actually quite interesting that of all these five brands that we have here, four of them have since, have since rested in peace. So we only have the GOAT, Tiger Woods, still doing the best when it comes to golf. I encourage everyone, actually, if you're joining us on live via YouTube or LinkedIn, what comes to mind when you think about Mother Teresa, when you think about Tiger Woods? For me, when I see Tiger Woods, I see the greatest of all times when it comes to golf. And when you get an opportunity to watch, the golf events and also see how his son is another junior prodigy. I mean, he's learned straight from the dad. It's quite impressive. Well, we have feedback here. Mother Teresa is known for her kindness. Tiger Woods is known for his focus. Steve Jobs, known for his persistence. Thank you very much, Asha, for that feedback. Anyone
Yeah,
else willing to share? I think we will see them as they come in, but
as they
please
come in.
proceed. Yes.
I like the fact that you have actually noted that some of them have built a brand that has stood the test of time, that
Yes.
even when they are gone, they have left a legacy.
Correct.
So that is one test of how well you have built your personal brand, because it stands the test of time, that even when you're gone, we are still talking about you. So number one, if I would just in summary say, you realize even if you are to go by Asha's response, she's using or he's using one word,
Yeah.
kindness, focus, persistence. So there is clarity in terms of that brand. We are not trying to describe it in sentences and long stories. There was so much clarity in that brand that it's possible to describe it in just one word. Or
Yeah.
Mother Teresa, someone would say charity.
True.
Just golf. When you say golf, who comes to mind? One of them would be Tiger Woods. You
Yes.
know, when you talk about, as you're saying, persistence, or you say technology, innovation, Apple, if you use any of those three words, most of Steve Jobs comes to mind. If you talk
True.
about entrepreneurship, persistence, one word, then the late Chris Kirubi comes to mind. If you talk about environment,
Yeah.
then the late Wangari Maathai comes to mind. And that is a challenge that I am posing to each one of us. As you're discovering your brand, let's aim at clarity. As we talk about visibility, for you to be seen and then be heard, there needs to be a lot of clarity. So let's proceed even as we discuss how to make sure that you're seen and you're heard. And your brand, you should aim at communicating three things with your brand: who you are, what you do, and most importantly, what makes you different. Allow me to say that we're in a very competitive world, extremely competitive world. For anything you need, there's a million options available.
Correct.
For one item you need, there are thousands of people selling it. For every talent you need, there are 1,000 resources available. And I'll say this because I'm also a HR professional, and so I get to recruit a lot. You can put out a job advert early in the morning, let's say 6 a.m. By 8 a.m., you're in the hundreds. 2 hours later, you're in the hundreds of people applying for that particular job. Are they all, do they actually meet the requirements? Yes, they do. On face value, looking at their CVs, they actually do meet the requirements of the job.
Yeah.
So my question to you is then what becomes our differentiator? What tells it apart in a very competitive world? It is the last item. What makes you different? And you must always work at making that so distinct, so clear. In the midst of 1,001 people who are qualified, they have the CPAs, they have the masters, they are accountants, they have 10 years of experience. What makes you different? In short, what is your unique value proposition? What is that we can find in you that we are not likely to find in somebody else? So, for those of us who are beginning their personal branding journey or who are on that journey, they have taken it seriously and they're intentional about building their personal branding journey. Your unique value proposition is a key element that you must put into consideration. And you must stand out, be seen as different. If we go to the next slide, I'm sure we'll be talking about your unique value proposition and how you can quickly identify your unique value proposition, because I'm sure there are people who are wondering, wow, okay, what is different about me? There are some quick questions you can ask yourself that will help you discover what makes you different. Like we all have different passions, talents, and gifting.
Yep.
That you're passionate about, you're talented at, and you're gifted in. How do you uniquely add value? Many some of this you will get. I remember at the beginning of it, I told you it's good to get feedback on what are you known for. Because some of these answers will come when you talk to your colleagues, they tell you, wow, Grace, I love the way you present yourself. That is unique. Not everybody will get that compliment. Others will tell you, I love the way your presentation skills are. I love your integrity and discipline on time. There will always be something different about you. I love the way you play with numbers. So people will be given the same numbers, but what comes out of those numbers for the dashboards that will come out of those numbers for the different people is totally different. Some people will do magic. That
Yeah.
could just be a unique value proposition. And for some of us, it could just be a passion. You do it so effortlessly because the passion is something you do so effortlessly, you know? So
Yes.
these are some of the questions that can help you identify your unique value proposition. What questions do you have answers to? You know how what people come to you for. Even now, as you're seated there, you know a lot of the calls you get, even in your workplace or in your business place, when people need something, they come directly to you because there is a way you just have specific answers or you're gifted in a certain area. That is a good thing to ask yourself. How do people describe you? You know, they were like, you must know that lady. You must know that lady. The one who appears, she always comes in very confidently. She speaks boldly. And then her presentations are always good. She's very good with people. She speaks so nicely to people. Her people skills are good. Her communication skills are good. And then when she comes into the room, she changes the mood. What are you known for? What are you different in? What is that unique value proposition you carry? And then you have to always, how do people describe you? And what do they say about you when you're not in the room? That
True.
is the truth. Don't trust too much what people will say when you're in a room. It could be sugar coated most of the time. What do people say when you exit the room? You're not there. That one is a very good informer to you on what people say about you. Anytime people are discussing even job positions that may fall vacant internally in an organization,
Yeah.
people will be called, your supervisor will be called, and they'll be asked, tell us about this person. Tell us about this person, and basically they'll be saying about your unique value proposition, how you're different, how you stand out. And this is something that each one of us who is keen to build their brand must establish your unique value proposition. Allow me say that nobody was created as a replica of the other. We are all uniquely made to fulfill a certain purpose.
Yeah.
And so, Rose, if you don't fulfill your unique purpose, it remains undone because only you was crafted to fulfill that particular purpose. And everything that was needed to fulfill that particular purpose was put inside of you. So it's up to you to do the work and discover what is that unique purpose that you carry. So let's establish that nobody was created different. We might all be in the same careers, we might be pursuing things, the same businesses, but how you deliver is totally different. How
Yeah.
you package, the end result of how you deliver is just unique to you. So let us continue the journey of discovering ourselves and finding out what is that unique value
Value
proposition.
proposition.
Yeah. And I
Yes.
want you to ask yourself, besides asking what you're known for, ask yourself, what do you want to be known for the rest of your life? Very important. If I take you back to the brands that I projected, we've agreed that some of those brands now have already left us, but we are still talking about them. We are still enjoying the legacy that they left, be it environment. We are still using them to encourage others to build their brand because the
Yeah.
legacy and what they were known for is still living with us. So you need to pay attention to your brand in a way that you build something that will outlive you, that even when you're gone, it will still be impacting and inspiring others. So these are two questions to ask yourself. What do you want for, and what do you want to be known for the rest of your life? And the reason I'm doing this is because as you discover your brand and as you're talking about visibility, it's important to know what is going to be seen, what is the content. Be seen, what is being seen, what are you presenting to us? Be heard, what are you saying? For you to make any meaningful conversation, it is clear for you to understand what it is that you're all about.
Yeah.
I think we have talked about this, that it's important for you to understand what it is that you want to be doing for the rest of your life. So for those of us who are asking, then how do I discover my brand? What do I need to discover my brand? Number one, it's very important to set goals. Very important to have values. For any brand to stand the test of time, it must be anchored on values. Values form the foundation of any brand that is going to stand the test of time. It shall not be swayed by times, seasons, it will be consistent. Uh, Today, I want to challenge each one of us. It's a homework from today. If you're
Yeah.
intentional about working on your personal brand, go and define your values. What do you want to be associated with? What can you not be associated with? What do you stand for? What do you not stand for? What places can you go to? What places can you not go to? What sort of language can you speak or terms can you use? What terms can you not use? Because values help you establish that. And values will help people shape the right perceptions about you. And that is why you'll see you'll interact with somebody, and before you even interact with the moment their name is mentioned, certain perceptions in your head are already formed. You say, that's a man of integrity. That's a man of excellence. That's a lady who has certain values. What values are associated with you? I have had people plan for meetings. And the moment they mention the brand there or the person they'll be hosting, you hear comments like, then if that is the main guest speaker, then we need to change the venue for this meeting. What does that tell you? There is a certain value that is associated with that person, meaning if you have to change the venue, maybe upgrade it, it means there's a certain level of excellence that is associated with that person. So
Yeah.
I want to challenge everybody on this call to go and establish the values that are going to be the guiding light, the guiding principles of your. What can you do? What can you not do? What discussions can you be involved in? What discussions can you be not be involved in? And just like any organization will have their core values clearly outlined to a point where they are hung on a wall. It's the same way I want your brand Grace, brand Rose, brand Asha, to have guiding core values that are driving your brand. And
Yeah.
also, I would want you to write a vision of where you see yourself. Project it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15, 20, 60 years from now, when you're leaving a legacy. What do you want to be known for? Because then that also informs your mission. What will you be busy working on in order for you to achieve your vision? You
Yeah.
know, you want to go to destination X. What must you be doing now to be able to arrive at that destination X, which is your vision? And then set goals that will help you accomplish that. I also want you to work on a personal brand statement. And that is on the next slide. Rosie, we can go into the details of what a personal brand statement does. A personal brand statement helps answer the question, who do you help? What do you help them do? How do you help them do it? If you're able to answer these three questions about yourself, then it helps you build a personal brand statement. And we are coming to your digital footprint because I
Yeah.
want to believe that for those of us who are on LinkedIn, you have a small or a brief, it could be long, and we'll discuss why you need to keep it brief. Personal brand statement, something that is helping us understand who you are, what you're all about. I say that I'm Grace Matthew. I'm a HR professional and an image and etiquette coach, and I inspire all generations to become the best versions of themselves. I am keen on shaping cultures and building talent, and I do this by encouraging people as an image and etiquette coach to take charge of their brands and to build their brands in order for them to become the best versions of themselves. So, in summary, what are you all about? That's all we want to hear. Who you help. So I said I inspire all generations. How do you help them? So I will train them. I will work with them as a coach. I will help develop talent. I will shape cultures. And how do you help them do it? That conversation is what you need to write down. And it's a very introspective journey. The personal branding journey is very introspective, where you have to ask a lot of questions within. The answers are within. Very few times will you ask the world to define your brand
Yeah.
just for feedback. But a lot of the answers you're the ones who carry, and you have to believe in yourself because the world reciprocates to what you give it. If you show to the world that you believe in yourself, you know what you carry, and you believe in yourself. Guess what? They will give you exactly that and more. They will believe in you. So start by defining yourself, the value you carry, project it, and everybody else will believe in it. So personal brand statement. For those of us who are beginning the journey, we have said you need to set your vision, cast your vision, write the mission and the goals that will help you achieve your visions. And most importantly, please do have values, because values are the foundation of any brand that is going to stand the test of time. If you think about any brand you own, and probably that came down crashing in a day, because building a brand takes days, years, a number of years. But bringing down a brand just needs hours, minutes to come down.
Yeah.
So if you check any brand that came down, it could be just a compromise on one of their values, or they never had any. And so they were just living. And because no value was guiding them, they came crashing down because they didn't have an anchor on what they are glued to. But if you look at brands that have withstood the test of time, persons or even companies, they play a critical role in watching what their values are and living them. They live and demonstrate their values. What can they do? What can they not do? Because then it informs areas they'll be seen participating in and areas they'll not be seen in. Places they'll be in as a person, places you'll not be in. Because you have seen people, brands can come down just because of a place you are seen, doing the wrong thing at the wrong time or doing the right thing at the wrong time. Just and all that is taken care of if you have your values and you live by them.
True.
Go back to, if you continue, these are sample personal brand statement. I thought it's good to just give a simple brand statement that shows clarity, straight to the point, and communicates the three things we have said. The solutions you carry, how do you help people? What do you help them in? And
Yeah.
this is a real person, professional, but I've
Yeah.
taken a personal brand statement for about 7 years ago. Now they have evolved. They are doing
Mm-hmm.
something. They are not currently working at Google. They are now working on something else. But
Yeah.
this particular personal brand statement that they were using 6, 7 years ago stands out for me. And it's a very good example of how you can come up with a personal brand statement that is going to sell you very fast, unique value proposition. You know, Darrell's innovation is in his blood. I seek to find ways to adapt when needed and disrupt when possible. For the last 15 years, I have been at the forefront of digital evolution and transformation as an interactive business strategist, thought leader, and functional narrator, and called on to develop solutions and technologies that have enabled strong customer engagement, retention, and loyalty. And besides his name, he continues to tell you that at that time he was the head of industry at Google. He's a
Yeah.
transformation executive, he's a thought leader, growth and retention accelerator, and a three-time brand winner of Innovators Top 40 Under 40. So looking at that personal brand system, it tells a lot. At least it just with even if you don't go into the details, you're able to tell that this person is so keen on innovation. So if you're a company that is looking for somebody that's something that around innovation, this is already somebody whose profile is appealing to you and you want to meet for a discussion. So how are you selling yourselves? How are your personal brand statements selling you? We are coming into a digital footprint section, but I want to tell you that we're in a one big digital world. While you're sleeping, somebody is looking through your pages and is looking for solutions because remember, you are a solution carrier. There is a solution you carry that is needed by somebody or an organization. And so they are at night, probably because of the time difference. You could be asleep, but the people there are awake looking for an innovator, a HR person, an accountant who is keen on maybe investment. They are looking for you, they can't find you because your personal brand statement is not accurate, it is not well worded, is not bringing out the solution you carry, and that is an opportunity lost. And you know how expensive it is to recover an opportunity once gone. So my
Yeah.
challenge to you today, after you've discovered what you're good at, what you want to be known for, what your unique value proposition is, put it down in words. Put it down in words and begin to sell yourself as such. Thank you. That is a sample personal brand statement, just an example. We have discovered our brands. Now we want to create them. And there's a toolkit that I'm going to give you. You will just need to make sure that your look, your wardrobe matches the brand that you have created. And there's a photo that I put on the next page. If you could dwell a bit on it. Because, Rose, I heard you saying, be seen, be heard. Truth of the matter is, if you don't like what we are saying, you may not want to listen to what we have to say.
True.
So make sure you package yourself well. We have created a brand. We have said what we want to be known for the rest of our lives, the solutions we carry, the unique value proposition that we carry. Now we need to package that as such. So it is informed, how you package yourself is informed by what you want to be known for. So please, you cannot be heard if you're not seen. Most of the time, most of us prefer watching something than just listening to the audio. It's more interesting. You get more buying, you get more engaged, you understand it better. So for people to like what you have to say, what you carry, the content you carry, please make what they are seeing good. Make it bearable. Make it interesting and good to engage in. Some of us will need to just be very clear about our wardrobe. Does it communicate our brand? And when I talk about wardrobe, I'm also referring to your hair. What message is your hair sending about your brand? Is it representing you well? Or the moment people see you, they have a different perception that you would want to be different from what you'd want to be perceived. What is your watch saying? Please, people, a watch is a very important accessory. It has a very serious message about you. It tells people that you're a serious person who means business. And not just a watch, but a functioning watch. Because if it's not functioning, it's just an accessory. Let's invest in a good watch. Men, the wallet. For the ladies, a good handbag sends a message about your brand. What message is your handbag sending? Just recollect about your day to day as a professional, as a career person. We're talking about visibility. What perceptions do you think you left with the people who saw you? Keyword, people who saw you, not people who talked to you.
Yeah.
Because not everybody today got a chance to talk to you. But guess what? Thousands of people saw you as you left your house, got into your car or got into a matatu, then alighted the matatu, walked to your office, got back to that stage, went out for lunch, passed by the market to buy some food. A whole world saw you, a whole population saw you. They didn't get to talk to you, but they saw you. So just
Yeah.
think about your day to day. What perceptions did your visibility today leave with the people who saw you? Very important to be careful about your brand. Once you create your brand, once you define your brand, now creating it has to be intentional so that then you do not communicate or create the brand that you did not define.
Yeah.
I will be professionally and smartly dressed because I always want to be perceived as a serious business HR professional and an image and etiquette coach who lives what she teaches. What does
Yeah.
that mean? That I am very intentional about the clothes I wear, how I put my hair, what I carry, including what pen are you carrying that hand. I have seen people walk pens out of their bags and you almost want to ask, what is the problem with that pen? It's probably eaten. It cannot write unless it's shaken like 10 times. What image is your pen sending about you? What message is your shoe sending about you? The shoe you wore today. A very serious presentation or a good professional meeting. What message was that shoe sending about you? Remember that 90% perception about you was formed within 10 seconds of meeting you, meaning these items that you're seeing in front of us right now of this slide played a very critical role in the perceptions that you have formed today about people. And it's never too late to start forming the right perception. So let's invest in a good wardrobe. Let's go to the next slide. Communicate your brand. Communicate your brand. And one of the ways to communicate your brand is through the digital footprint. I said we're in a digital world. We have now become one global village. You know, you send a message right now on your social media pages, and people are viewing it across the globe. They're interacting with your posts across the world. So, what is your digital footprint saying about you? You need to pay attention to that because you have created, first, you have defined a brand. You have been very busy in the kitchen creating it. And now you need to start communicating it.
Yeah.
People will want to see a good meal being served. And Rose, allow me take you back to one or two slides before where there was a kit on building your brand, on creating your brand, the slide before this. I know I've only talked about wardrobe. The rest are very important items that you must have in your brand toolkit. But the reason I have skipped them is because we are going to see them as you communicate your brand. You create them, but they'll help you. The main intention is to help them, to help you communicate your brand. So we have business cards. As a business professional, either in career or business, you need to have something that leaves people with your contacts. How can they reach you? I know this has been outlived by some of the things that, like the website and your social media pages now are the best business card. In fact, most people people you'll be talking in a conference or they'll see you somewhere and immediately they'll go to your social media pages. That is why I have seen now people prefer the scanning of a business card because it takes you to the person's online platform
Yeah.
and contacts. So this may not be relevant for all, but for those it's relevant, it's a very good thing to have because remember, you need to maintain your brand both online and offline. So
Yes.
some people may not be online. What do you give them, for example? If you go to areas that are a bit remote and you do not want to assume that everybody has access to internet, people are offline, it's good to carry a business card. So as you come up with a toolkit for your brand, it's important to ask yourself, who are your niche? What do they have access to? Those who have internet, they will be Googling you, they will go to your social media pages and they'll get all the information they need to get about you. But there is another lot that will do very well by having your business card, which is very important.
Yeah.
Those of us who are looking for visibility and are looking for jobs, it is very, very important for you to pay attention to how your resume looks like. I say, as an HR professional, the recruitment journey in this very competitive world starts right from the beginning of how you apply for that job. How is your resume looking? Is it clear? What template have you used? And thankfully, these days we do have professionals who are helping us put up our CVs nicely, package it. The content is yours, but they help you package it nicely in a way that is presentable with the latest format that will help us grasp what you're all about very fast without having to read through a lot of unnecessary information. It projects what you're all about, your unique value proposition very fast. We're able to find what we are looking for very fast. Some of you will need to work on a bio because of where you're going or because of where you are. Remember that we say that you write down your vision 5, 10, 15 years from now. Some of you are already speakers or leaders who are being invited as thought leaders to talk to young ones or to talk to professionals. And most of the time they'll ask you, please share your bio, please share your profile. Or even you're in business and you're trying to sell some business services that you have, and somebody will tell you, oh, nice. You say, I do design work. And they say, please share your profile, which means you need to put together a collection of your work that can speak for you, that you're able to share with people and they're able to make a decision very fast, whether they like it or not. Make sure that you give a good one, even your bio. Make sure you speak into who you are, your unique value proposition, and accolades, awards you have won, um, projects that you're being involved in. This is something that I would encourage people to prepare even in advance before you need it. It's always prepare before you're needed. Prepare yourself even before you're needed. We say that preparation plus opportunity meets equal success. So as you prepare for that opportunity, as you wait for that opportunity, prepare some more, be ready, and prepare as much as possible. So if it's not a resume, a profile, it could be a portfolio. For those of us who probably are photographers, videographers, your chefs, you're a designer, please come up with a portfolio, something that puts together your work and you're quickly able to send people a link to your work to sell yourself. Others will need to come up with websites. Yeah. Do you need a website? Again, who are you reaching? What is the nature of your job? It could be that you need website. Uh, some of us will do print, which you see probably people will do a magazine or a company profile that is in print. And then now I want to go now to communicating your brand. Go back there, Rose. The next one, yes. Please choose 2 or 3 social platforms that you're comfortable in or you're comfortable with. I know most of us will say, I'm not comfortable with TikTok. I'm not comfortable with Facebook. I'm not comfortable with LinkedIn. But again, how do you choose your social media platforms? It's always about who do you want to reach? And who you want to reach is informed by what do you want to be known for? What is your unique value proposition? What what services, solutions are you providing? What gaps are you addressing? Who needs your services? Who needs whatever you're selling? You need to choose a social media platforms where those people are. And that means at times it may mean you coming out of your comfort zone. So you might be saying, I don't like TikTok, I'm not a TikTok person. But what if 80% of your audience are on TikTok? You're the
True.
one who has to get out of your comfort zone and go to TikTok
Yeah.
because you need to sell yourself there. And you might find that your niche or the people who need your services are on LinkedIn. So even if you don't like LinkedIn and your audience is there, the people who need your services are there, you will have to get out of your comfort zone and start liking and engaging on LinkedIn and posting about yourself. So the task that I'll give you as you begin communicating your brand is to start by choosing 2 or 3 social media platforms where your audience is. Very important, your audience, because who do you want to be visible for or to? Why are you building visibility? It's for your audience, the people who will need your services, the people who will need you to sip into your solutions, what you carry. So you need to go there. So, and we have said that we're in a digital world. As much as there's a bit of it offline, we also have a lot of population online. So you might want to move with the trends and evolve. Uh, 5 years, 10 years ago, you'd have been comfortable building your brand offline. But in the times that we are, a lot of it has gone online, and your customers or the people you need to be visible to are online too. Recruiters are recruiting comfortably online. So imagine if you say you're not going to work on your LinkedIn profile, yet recruiters are there. Who are you being visible to? How are you being visible? So choose 2 or 3 social media platforms that you're comfortable in. And then after that, create original content. First, have your personal brand statement, the one that we say that talks about you, the solutions that you carry, how you help people, how you do it. Come up with that personal brand statement and make sure that it's updated on all those social media platforms. Also, allow me say that you need to use a professional name on those social media platforms for consistency. I know you'll be tempted, at times people are tempted to put nicknames, but if you're intentional about building your brand and being visible, please use your professional names. How would you want to be addressed professionally? Make sure that those are the names that are on your social media platforms. After that, please put a visible and a photo that reflects the brand that you build. Remember, we talked about a professional image and a look. Some of you will do a photo shoot after today with the brand of how you want to be perceived. So after you have defined your brand, now you're creating it. Part of it includes choosing a name and also a look, and going to a studio and updating on all your social media pages how you want to look. This is something that is very, very important even as we do visibility. And I don't want my power to run out while we are talking. So I'll just take a minute and connect this power. Um, as you're working at your visibility, there's something that I would want to remind you. We are in a very, very competitive environment. And with that, there are factors that will contribute, whether it's career success or business success. Where it's written career or business success, I would want you to have both in mind. It's not just career, but even business. How it contributes to how you make it in this competitive space that we are in. I want to encourage you to pay specific and particular attention to your exposure levels. What do I mean? Who knows about your unique value proposition? Who else knows what you're good at? Because we are so good at something, but we don't tell people, we don't communicate, you know? And that is why networking plays a very, very important element in visibility. No one will get to know what you're good at and your unique value proposition and the solution you carry if they don't get to know about it. You've got to speak about it. And that is why you will see a lot of people who are successful or who look like they're successful in what they're doing are constantly being called repeatedly because they have become top of mind. So when people say, for example, I am looking for a chef, you'll find that there is one chef who is so known to everybody because they are constantly talking about themselves and delivering the services that they promised. So who knows about you and what you do? Today, as you look for visibility, I want you to let people know who you are and what you do. Exposure. Some of you will even need to start attending conferences and interacting with people. And when you go into that meeting, don't keep quiet. Rule number one in personal branding, you can never join a gathering or a meeting and leave without speaking. And that is why you need your personal brand statement and your elevator pitch, because that just guides you on what you say when you get the mic. And if the opportunity for you to speak is not there, create it. Create it, but do not leave a meeting without saying something. Visibility. My name is Grace Madhu. I'm a HR professional. I'm also an image and etiquette coach. I'm all about inspiring all generations, and I'm keen on shaping cultures, building talents, and helping people become the best versions of themselves. I have a question to the speaker who has just spoken. I would like to ask. You asking a question, but you took advantage and introduced yourself. That's rule number two. Rule number one is that you shall not leave any gathering that you attend without speaking. So when you get the mic, then there's rule number two. You talk about yourself before you go into the matter. So what are you saying? You must have your elevator pitch very fast. Don't give stories, straight to the point. And by introducing yourself already, there are people who will turn. You will say, for example, I'll say I'm an image and etiquette coach and my HR professional will see someone turning because they've probably been looking for an image and etiquette coach. And so after that, they'll come for my number. Even if they were not paying attention to the person who was given the mic. The moment you say who you are and what you do, they turn because they have found a solution. Or you say, I'm a data analyst. I do magic with data. And you see heads turning. What have they done? They have marked you. They'll come for you after that conference. So that is another rule. And that is generally exposure. You're trying to answer the question, who knows about you and what you're good at? Some of you will start joining clubs, join the Nairobi clubs, join the public service club, go there, interact with people there, let people know you, play a game. Something that in the process you're letting people know about you. And that is why some people say golf is a good networking place because you're in that field for hours with somebody, with people. You have no choice but to just talk about yourself and see how you can build each other. So, what are your social media pages saying about you? When people see you, what do they say about you? The next thing you must pay attention to is your image. And we have spoken about it because it is speaking volumes about you.
Yeah.
10% is just about the work, day-to-day work, which could be how you deliver results, the papers that you have. But in the world that we are in, I encourage you to pay special attention to the exposure. Who knows you? Visibility. Be visible. No one wakes up in the morning to market you. You've got to do it for yourself and
Yeah.
do so with confidence and believe in yourself. We go into maintaining your brand. Maintaining your brand may look simple, but it's the most demanding. Let me use the word demanding because you must become an expert in your field. As you're becoming visible, it is very, very important to pay attention to what are you telling people. You have to be visible with the right look and with the right content. So become an expert in your field. Understand your craft so well so that anytime people come to you for those solutions that you said you deliver, they actually get them. You don't disappoint. Don't call yourself a finance expert, a HR expert. When people come to you with questions in those areas, they don't get answers. So as you work on your visibility, please become an expert in your field. And then after that, evolve. Keep getting better. Change with the times. Even the personal brand statement that we have discussed right now, it needs to evolve. 2 years from now, as the times change, your personal brand statement should change because you have also grown. So after you become an expert in your field, now keep being relevant and keep evolving with the time. It's a journey of continuous improvement. And then be consistent. Now that you've started being visible, you have built a brand. Even your social media pages, your digital footprint now looks fresh. You have done fresh photos. You have a personal brand statement out there. You have started sharing content on two of your social media platforms. We can see you. Please be consistent. Please stay there. We don't want you disappearing now after 1 week. We have gotten used to your content. We know that you're the go-to person for matters that are going to help us legal, you know. So we're always checking your pages to see what you have to say new about the legal space we are in, you know, or the insurance space we are in, or the finance space. Then all of a sudden we come and there's nothing on your page, and you're wondering what. In fact, the question is, what happened to Grace? Where is Grace nowadays? Where is Rose nowadays? Where did she go? Because you're not consistent. We are looking for you like you had made us used to content information. We knew we could come to your page for certain information. Then you disappear for a month. So please, after you have established the solutions you carry, your thought leadership line, what you're a master of, and now you're enlightening us. You become a thought leader in that area. You're even updating us on your social media pages, or you're having webinars like Rose does. Rose, these webinars
Yes,
cannot disappear. You've got to be consistent.
I
There
can
are,
assure you.
yeah, there are people who are now used to your sessions because they know you're going to bring a relevant topic, something that is going to build them. Imagine, Rose, if you just disappeared now until January. And the whole of
Right.
September, October, November, December, we are looking for you and say, Rose disappeared. She's no longer doing that. You know, even the day you come back, we shall struggle because you don't know
True.
when you will disappear. So what
Yeah.
am I saying? Please be consistent. I would advise that you try as much as possible to engage your audience bi-weekly. If you can, weekly. If you can, even twice a week. You just need to plan your content.
Yeah.
But for beginners, bi-weekly is okay. For those people who have matured in their personal branding journey, a week always works, and they are comfortably doing it because then they have gotten used to they have even layered their stories in terms of what stories will they be sharing about, what is the relevant topic in your space. If you say that you're a legal expert, what is going on in the legal space right now? What do you need to inform people? How do you need to enlighten people? What awareness do you need to create to the people? Be the person that people come to for solutions in your craft. And I want to challenge you right now, for those of us even who are beginning their personal branding journey, or those of us who have been on a personal branding journey, Google yourself. Google yourself in your professional names. See if you like what comes up. If you do not like what comes up, or if nothing comes up at all, there is work for you. You've got homework from this session to work on your social media pages. And remember that internet does not forget, so feed it with the right things. That even when you're gone, you'll be super proud of what people are reading about you. The reason why you Google yourself and not find yourself could be that you have not used a consistent professional name. So even the internet cannot find you. Business people looking for you cannot find you. Recruiters cannot find you. So use a professional name consistently. The reason why you Google yourself and you don't like what you see is probably because you've not been putting in the right things or the things that match up to the brand that you're building. Then ask for feedback. Ask, ask, ask. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. If you want to be a champion, feed on feedback. Feedback aimed at growing you, feedback aimed at improving you. Some feedback will not be good, it will not make you happy, but guess what? It will grow you, it will make you better. So those are the 4 stages of building a brand. Discover your brand. then you create it, you communicate it, and you maintain it. As we come to a close, I know our time is long gone. I think we are past our time with about 10 minutes. The next slide there's no other slide.
Just a minute.
I think
Yes,
there was
there
one more.
is. Yes,
I
just
think
a
there
minute.
was
Yeah,
one where was, yes,
there
how
you
do
go.
you know that your brand is effective? An effective brand is authentic, it is personal. We call them the 5 P's of an effective brand. It is personal, meaning it is authentic. You're just being you. We said we were all created uniquely and with a purpose. So you're just living out that purpose. You're not trying to be anybody else. Do it your way. Do it in your own unique way. There could be 1,000 of us in HR, 1,000 of us doing image etiquette coaching, but guess what? We don't deliver the same. Our delivery and our execution is different. Each one of us just needs to be authentic and do it in their own unique way. And then an effective brand is pointed but by values. Have values that point your brand to a certain direction so that you're not everywhere. It is clear who you are, who you're not. What you can do, what you cannot do. Places that you can be seen, places you cannot be seen. Sort of language you can use, sort of language you cannot use. Content that you can post on your pages, content that you cannot post on your pages. How you can dress, how you cannot dress. How your hair can look, how your hair cannot look. Sort of shoes you can wear, sort of shoes. All these values help define who you are, what you're not, what your brand is, what your brand is not. And then your brand is purposeful because at the end of the day, you're fulfilling a very unique purpose. Your unique value proposition. You're becoming an expert in a certain area, and you're living out a certain purpose. And then you become intentional. Your brand is prioritized. You're very intentional. Personal branding becomes a very intentional journey. It is work. Defining and creating the content, making sure that that content adds value to the people. It is helping them become better. It is enlightening them. It's creating awareness. It is projecting you as as the go-to person, top of mind. It has to become, you have to be very, very intentional. It may mean some of us even taking certain courses, just to become an expert in the areas that we are branding ourselves as such. So you have to become whatever it takes for you to build a brand that you want. You need to be intentional, including changing your wardrobe, including changing the photos, and being on the right spaces. And the best I love about personal branding is it becomes profitable. I heard Rose saying that it gives their statistics on people with effective personal brands being given leadership roles. They get promoted. Now people know you, they want to be in your network and they pay for it. They call you for conferences, they pay you. You're promoted, which means more money. You know, you have become a professional golfer. It's profitable. Your network and your net worth has grown. Now you have become an international brand. You've gone beyond your town. You become a professional brand. You have a good name. Your name is mentioned and a lot of people can relate you to something, you're top of mind. It becomes profitable. More money in the pocket. And who does not even want money? So work at your brand and it will get to be profitable. I think there is still one last one, which I'm giving tips. And this is a slide I love. As you work on your personal brand, I want to encourage you on the importance of having a board of directors. Just like we said, a company has values, it has core values, it has a mission, it has a vision, it has a mission, it has core values, it has a vision. Now, the same thing, brand Grace has core values, mission, vision, and a board of directors. Organizations have board of directors, people who they trust, people whose expertise they believe in, people that they consult. The same thing with your brand. Get a few people, not many, because the key here, denominator, is people you trust. And I doubt we have 20 people we all trust. You trust. If you count the people you trust, seriously, they might not feel the palm of your hand. You probably go 1, 2, 3, and you're stuck at that. So Please get a few people that you trust, whose opinion you value, whose opinion you take seriously, who can be in your board. You tell them a bit of things that you're working on with your brand, and you ask for their very honest opinion. Even the current brand, the feedback we are talking about, ask them, because you know they will not sugarcoat, they'll say it as it is. And then they'll give you very meaningful feedback on areas that you need to improve on, areas that they think that you're strong in or strong at. And they tell you, Grace, I think you are amazing in this area. Focus on it and you will go very far with your brand. Board of directors, very important. No one person is self-made. We all have people who are our mentors, our coaches, people who inspire us. Get such people to be in your board and you will be able to build a solid brand. Work on your elevator pitch. And one tip I'll give you for building your elevator pitch is writing down your personal brand statement, because it helps you sell yourself in seconds. If you meet anybody, any opportunity you're given to speak about yourself or talk about yourself, you'll realize you'll be picking out things that are in your personal brand statement. What you're good at, what is your unique value proposition, who are your key people, how do you help them, who is your niche, what solutions do you give them, and how do you give them? Very
Yeah.
fast. How I would encourage you is that anytime you have an opportunity to give an elevator pitch to somebody or to an organization, don't start with yourself. Start by appraising them. In a physical environment. For example, I might meet Rose and I think that Rose is such a very important contact in where I want to go in my business or in my career. I will not start by saying, hello, Grace, hello, Rose, I'm a HR professional, an image. No, I'll start by appraising Rose. Oh, Rose, it's nice to meet you. I love the work that you're doing in the innovation space. I particularly like your recent project that I saw on the newspaper or I saw on TV or on your social media page. I saw the project that you're talking around innovation. I think that's an amazing project and it's going to go a long way in transforming the digital space that we are in. I'm also an IT personnel, very keen on innovation. I'm currently building on this and this and providing solution and I think it's an amazing thing that we can actually work on this together. If you have an opportunity, I can show you what I'm working on myself. So you have already caught Rose's attention by appraising her on what she's already doing in that space and the good work that she's doing in it. Every time you start with me, myself, and I, people block. They are so tired. You'll meet people and they are, even us as HR professionals, meet somebody and they say, Grace, I'm in Mount Kenya University, I'm finishing my degree, I am trying to do. The ball game changes if you start with, hi Grace, how are you? I've seen you're a HR professional for quite some time now. I think I love your expertise in culture and talent, and I'm actually looking forward to grow in that space. I'm currently pursuing a HR course in Mount Kenya University, and I'm looking for an opportunity. I'll listen to you more when you start by acknowledging and appraising me. So that's a tip I'm giving you for your elevator pitch. The other tip I'm giving you is how you use your time. Even as you're looking for visibility for your brand, which you have been creating and now communicating, there is a 50-30-20 rule time allocation, which means that when you're off your busy schedules, the time you have left, what are you doing with it? Very, very important. 50%, try and spend it with people who you admire, people you look up to, people who have achieved what you'd want to achieve, people who have gone into places that you want to go. There's a lot to learn from them. And even if you can't meet them in person, go to their social media pages. Do you see why I'm telling you to work on your social media pages? People are looking for you there. They want to learn from you. So give them a good time, worth of their time when they come to your page. So 50% of your time, spend it with people who you admire. You can even spend it with time with your board of directors. If you can't meet them again, look for them. Some of them have podcasts. Some of them have written books. Some of them are speaking in a conference. Pay for that conference. Go. Learn from them. Sit under them and learn. 30% of the time, let it be spent with your peers, people who you're at the same level. You're probably in the same industry at the same level. So I look for other HR professionals like myself. I'll be benchmarking with them, be it locally or internationally. How is it going on there? How are you managing the workplace? What are the emerging trends there? How are you handling them? Benchmark, grow each other at the same level. 20% of your time, try and give it back to people who are looking up to you. We all have people who are looking up to us, go back to your groups, their church groups, young ones, their social spaces in your estate, in your village, in your town, in your estate. There are young girls there, there are young boys there who are looking at you like you have made it, you have arrived. And you know very well, some years back you were there. Go back and inspire them, encourage them, tell them you will finish school. You're going to come to this world. Enjoy the time you're in. Pay attention to this. If someone told me this at your age, I would have done this better. Go back, inspire them. And that is why I'm intentional about, going back to the schools, all generations, and I'm intentional going back to schools and telling them, because, experience is a hard teacher. So if you can help somebody avoid some experiences, why not? You know? And then remember that talent will get you there, but your character keeps you. So focus on your character. And for you to work on your character, you need values. So pay attention to your values. Please write them down. If you don't have them, please go and write them down. Put them up in a place where you see them every day so that they remind you, I'm all about integrity. I'm all about excellence. I'm all about kindness. Remind yourself what your brand is all about every morning so that then you live to it. You're not just saying it, but you're living it. People can experience it. That's the perception that is left of people when they see you, your values. Those are the amazing tips that I want to leave you behind with you, even as you work at being seen. But remember, you cannot be seen if you don't show up. Please, I
Yes.
want to encourage you to keep showing up, even when it's difficult, even when it's not clear. Show up. Clarity will come. In that particular business that you're building, in that career that you're building, show up. Every day will show up better. And as you show up, you'll be seen. Show up well. Show up packaged well. Dress the way you want to be addressed. Then show up, you'll be seen. And when you appear, then speak up. And when you speak up, you'll be heard. So work on your confidence levels. Work on your public speaking skills. Work on your communication skills. Because I loved the statistics that Rose gave. And I am sure you'll all agree that everybody who has good communication skills, who has good public speaking skills, the aura and the confidence always wins even where you are concerned. You want to listen to them. You believe in them, that you actually believe they'll make better leaders. So people show up, be seen, speak up, and you'll be heard. And this is not just physically, but even online. On your social media pages, be visible, show up. On that, some of you will need to open pages on certain social media pages tonight. Show up there, be seen, put a good profile photo, put your personal brand statement there. People will see. I know for a fact that today, if you go and open a certain social or a page that you opened and left, go and put a nice photo and a personal brand statement. The comments that will come in there will be very positive. In fact, we will start saying, wow, I like the new you. I like what you're doing. What are you up to? So be seen. And then when you open those pages, speak up. You've got to post. We've agreed you're going to post content because you're a thought leader. You're a thought leader in a certain space where you provide solutions. Speak up. And for you to be heard, we need you to continue sending us relevant content, content that is inspiring us, that is growing us, that is creating awareness, that is enlightening us. Be the person we go to for those particular solutions. So be heard. Do I have something else? Questions are welcome. And I think the last slide is just to tell you that I'm available on all social media pages. I'm extremely consistent. Grace Matthew is my name anywhere. From ID to anywhere, it's
Mhm.
Grace Madu. I am easy to find. And so thank you, Rose, for the opportunity. I know I have exceeded the time allocated to me a bit, and apologies for the internet hiccups. But I don't know if there's anyone who has a question or a clarification to make.
Grace, thank you so much. That was very insightful. It got me thinking, how I show up also on social media. I mean, you are in more platforms than I'm in. I think the only platform I'm most active is LinkedIn. But coming from some of the things that I have really noted, and also speaking as a fellow HR professional, it is the fact that we forget how we are perceived physically. That first impression will actually determine the interest someone will have with you.
Yeah,
Some people will come for an interview, and someone will come in, their presentation, how they're dressed, how they're speaking, or something as simple as a handshake. It will actually make you start, putting ideas in your head, and you will start going or starting to give an idea, will this person hack it or not? And I think it is imperative that regardless of the generation you're in, millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Xa, it doesn't matter, boomer, you need to show up as per what you believe is the true you. Because I think sometimes we either cower and hide ourselves so that, you are actually not seen for who you really are. And that also applies heavily in the workplace. Those ones that are visible most of the time are the people that actually get promotions. The ones that are quiet, despite having really good results, the lack of visibility actually works against them.
true.
So, Grace and I are not saying that from tomorrow morning you show up in the office and everyone is thinking, what are you high on? You just have to be very intentional
Yeah.
with how people understand and perceive you. So, for example, if you're great in analytics, you're great with data, maybe you're the one who prepares that beautiful report. But because you're very shy, you decide, let me give my extrovert colleague to do the presentation. What you've just done is given them a golden ticket to heaven. So don't go giving someone, credit for tasks that they did not, put any effort to. You have to overcome that imposter syndrome. You have to overcome, what will they say about me? What will they think? People that know me, before I started this webinar, it was okay. So I'm starting a webinar. That means my content will be online for years and years to come. And there you will be wondering, will I get it right? Will how will I how will people perceive me? But with every episode that comes, you learn how to improve, because I don't think any one of us was, born doing content creation. But it is that consistency that you have, really put through, that you have to be consistent. You have to be intentional. You have to be authentic. Ladies, when you have a bucket bag that you have thrown
Yeah.
shoes, another bag inside, your books. I mean, there are people that have opened their bags and they even have food and
Mm.
groceries in the bags. You have to be very, very intentional with how you show up,
Mm.
because you never know who's looking.
Yeah.
And the one who's watching might be your destiny connector.
Oh, yeah.
So show up in those, and this is one thing I have learned, and I think I shared with you, is especially when you're employed, we really do not appreciate the value of networking until you actually want to fully understand the world of your network. So when I got into consulting, that's when I came to realize, okay, you've gone to networking events, but to what extent did that networking actually bear fruit? What was the ROI? Did you just go there to be seen? You
Yeah.
spent money, but you have nothing to show for it? Or did you go there and made it into a transactional network? Or did you actually go to show value, not only for the individual, but also for yourself? So, yes, if you're to become top of mind, you have to also to be very, very keen about your networking, where you are seen, why you're being seen there in the first place, and how they are going to see you.
Yes.
Yeah. So will they think you're a mad woman in the market, or will they see you and say, she looks, when she started speaking, I started feeling a sense of calm? Or did you start talking and someone went, oh Lord, when is she going to shut up? Are you that colleague that, people say, now you're going to be set in teams and you're paired up? So you're told you're being paired up with Rosalind and you're thinking, oh Lord, Rosalind never gets any work done. But she will be very quick to want to see the final report and stand in front of everyone and try and make it seem like, you know. So, as you said, how people would describe you within the room or out of the room, what are you known for? Yeah. At one of my workplaces, I was known as a toothpick. Toothpick because I read fine print and you won't understand. If it's a contract, if it's policies and the likes, you read the nitty gritty. And therefore, I had a colleague that we used to go, if you want to understand if that contract is all right, go ask Rosalie. Because you can be sure that it's not going to miss my eye. So, what are you known for? Yeah. Are you known to be pedantic and very particular at what it is that you're doing? Or are you known for, someone gives you an assignment and they have to spend a couple of minutes and hours reviewing the quality of your work?
Mm.
So, Grace, I cannot thank you enough because, this session was not just about the office setup. And people might think you have to be in the office at 8 to 9, but wherever it is that you do your business, that's where
Yeah.
your office is at.
Yes.
And your personal branding is not pegged on corporate branding. Your employer is not your brand. You yourself, as an individual, are a standalone brand. So, how do you want to be perceived? And that perception, is it like a hypothesis? Is it null or void? Is it alternate? So you have to put the effort to see where your time and value is worthwhile, but also how you present yourself will determine the success or failure of your brand. So I hope for those that joined us via YouTube or LinkedIn, you found this session to be insightful. You have compliments here, Grace, for the amazing insights from Asha. And what would be your takeaway points as we come to a close?
Okay. Thank you, Rose, even for that amazing summary. Allow me just, and it's a good thing that you have said, your corporate brand is not your brand. Now, people buy into the person before they can buy into whatever it is that you're selling.
Yeah.
People will buy into a person before they can buy into whatever it is that you're selling.
Yeah.
And what does that tell you? That before you even work, you can have amazing products. You can be very good at what you do as a professional, but people are struggling to buy into you as a person. So, my challenge to you today is if you want to be good at what you do and to experience success in whatever solutions you're selling, whatever solutions that are inside of you and you need to sell them out to people, work on yourself, work on your personal brand. So put in the work on you as a person, have values, then package your brand as such. and then people will most of the time be bought into you and will buy. There are people who will just buy products because it's you. They don't even know they don't know the details of the quality of the product you're selling. But just because it's coming from Rose, it's coming from Grace, yeah, that one must be good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I believe in it. Anything coming from Grace is good. So you'll find that people will plug in into a certain product, and whatever you decide you're selling, as long as it's you, people are already totally sold out into you because they are locked in to you as a brand. So my challenge to you, work on yourself, grow that brand. What do I mean? Build those values because they're the ones that are attracting and retaining people to you. Create that brand. Then after that, communicate that brand. Let people know what you're all about. And then deliver. And the values are the ones that are going to help you make sure that you deliver what you promised. And keep building, maintaining it, getting better. It's continuous improvement. But if you have to remember something, people buy into the person before they buy into the product. And so it doesn't matter where you'll be working. In fact, there's some organizations that will say, I just want Grace, because they're already sold out into the person. They will headhunt you. People will refer people to your business just because it's you and they know you'll not disappoint. So work on your brand, and let's keep the conversation going. For
Yeah.
any questions and clarifications, I think I'm available, and I do respond on my social media pages because I am present. I am intentional. I show up there and I am there
And you're maintaining the brand.
and I'm maintaining it. So let's keep talking. Remember that personal branding is a journey, but it's a
Yes.
journey that you must start, and it's a journey that you must be intentional about. You must keep getting better and better and better. And I wish you the very best in that journey. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you so much, everyone that has joined YouTube and LinkedIn. Hi there to Marinella, who's joining us from Italy. Such an honor to have you here. As we come to a close, thank you so much for joining us tonight's session of Unplugged with Ross. And as Grace challenged me, yes, these webinars will continue, rolling in every 2 weeks, every month. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Unplugged with Ross. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next session. Thanks and goodbye.